Hello, this is Darice. Welcome back to Moon Life Astro. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. This month, we're going to focus on batching. Some of you may be familiar with that, some of you may not. Hopefully, you will find this practice helpful. It has helped me enormously, and I'll just go ahead and get right into it. So, what is batching? Basically, it's a way of grouping similar tasks together, and it helps you maximize your focus and your efficiency. It's a great way to save time and reduce decision fatigue. So many solopreneurs, we have so many decisions to make every day, every week, every month, and it helps you make less decisions and it gives you more energy, which can boost your productivity. So, what are some tasks that can be batched or grouped together? One thing could be content creation, for example, creating an email sequence, admin work. Basically, sometimes we just feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day to get everything done. Batching is a simple strategy to release that feeling of overwhelm. It helps you reclaim your time. It can help you it can help you reduce stress, and it can help you get more done in less time. I started using batching probably about 2 years ago. I do it both at my day job and then also for my astrology business. It makes it so much easier to plan my days, my weeks, my hours. Like, for example, I'll set aside an hour just to focus on my planning for the whole week, both personal and professional. And it made it so much easier because I don't really like multitasking or task switching, as it's called. I like to do one thing at a time and be focused while I'm doing it. And so today is a great example of batching for me. I like to batch record my YouTube videos. So that's why you'll often hear me say I'm recording something ahead of time. I like to do 3 or 4 in one sitting because it makes it easier for me to get in the zone for recording and to stay in that zone. And it just makes life just so much simpler, so much easier. I guess it's kind of similar to cooking for those of you who like to cook. Um, you know, you chop all the vegetables first and then you cook them rather than chopping one vegetable, cooking that vegetable, then chopping the third vegetable and then cooking it. How much longer would that take you to finish a meal and how well would it come out? What's great about batching is that you don't have to do all that task switching. You can get in one mode, one zone, and stay there. And this is really great too if you're combining it with deep focus, meaning you reduce your distractions. So, maybe you're a busy parent and your kid is taking a nap, then that's a great time to batch when you're going to like outline all of your emails or outline all of your social media posting, for example. That's one way to do it. And this way, you don't have to figure out what to write every day for that social media post. You just write all the posts at one time, and then you can schedule them for the week. What I like about batching is that it reduces the time that I have to spend transitioning between tasks. And so, if you're able to do that with your business, or if you still have a day job, if you're able to do that in some capacity, like the ideal world is like, say, you could have all of your meetings in like one day or from a certain period of time, say noon to 4. Then that gives you the morning to work on the emails or the content creation. And then maybe in the afternoon, that's when you do your recording. That's just one possible way to do it. But what I like about it is it eliminates that feeling of having to decide what do I need to do next. It just frees up so much mental energy. And now, of course, I also have some flexibility with this. If I might set aside time to do a certain number of recordings, but I may not physically have the energy to do everything that I've outlined. So if I'm not able to do all of the recordings that I initially planned on, maybe I'll just do half of it. And then I'll set aside another day where I can come back and do the other recordings. Or what I like to do is like I'll take one day to outline all of my YouTube videos for the upcoming month. And then I'll have a schedule for when I can record them. And I usually have to do at least 2 or 3 batch sessions for recordings for the whole month. That typically works out better for me. And what I really like is just being in that zone, that state of flow. And that's what I like about setting aside the time to outline the videos ahead of time. And then I'm able to take pieces of that outline and it helps me outline my newsletters for the month since I only do two newsletters now at a time. So now I'm able to set aside an afternoon to work on the newsletters for the entire upcoming month. And it makes it easier for me. It makes it more manageable. And then I can free up my time. And what's really nice about setting up this system this way is when I'm off, I'm relaxed because I know I've already done what I need to do, or I already know I have the capacity and the bandwidth for when I'm going to get to that next thing later. So when I'm off, I'm off. I can actually unwind and relax, which is really nice. Another example of batching, maybe you could batch your writing of your blog post or designing graphics for the upcoming week or even the upcoming month. The other way I like to use batching too is when I'm actually looking at social media. I try to set aside just like a half hour or an hour where I'm going through what's on social media. And same with looking at reading emails. I like to set a time where I am just looking at emails. That way I'm not going back and forth. I'm not reacting to each thing as it happens. It just makes it so much easier on my nervous system to set aside a specific time. And there are times when I still have to set a timer on my cell phone. That way I don't get caught in the doom scrolling and suddenly like 3 hours have passed and I'm all anxious and freaked out and depressed. Like, especially in our insane times that we are currently living in, like it might be good to just set a timer for 30 or 60 minutes before you go on the social media. That way, you're going to get in and then get out. Oh, another opportunity or thing that you might want to consider using batching for is maybe you have to update your CRM or any kind of admin work that you have to do for your business. Maybe you just set aside 3 to 4 hours where that's what you do. Sometimes you can do batching of, say, invoicing and all the financial paperwork. Maybe that's an easier way to do it as well. So basically, this is just a pretty quick video. I just want to introduce the concept of batching to you. If you find this idea interesting or intriguing, maybe put in the comments batching. If you are getting value from this message, feel free to like the video. Please also subscribe to the channel. That does help me get the message out. And if you're up for it, maybe you can have a challenge this week. Decide on 3 activities that you could batch this week and try it. And then let me know how it goes. Put it in the comments after you've gone through it, or you can even put in the comments right now. What are your 3 activities you're planning to batch for this week? Oh, another good way to do this too is maybe you can leverage calendars or productivity apps to help you schedule the batching. I'm old school. I have an actual paper calendar that I like using this stuff for, and then I use my cell phone calendar as a backup. I put all of my meetings in both my paper calendar and my cell phone calendar. But for my actual activities, like I write them down. Like I have a monthly view, I have a weekly view, and then there's a daily view. So for my weekly view, I have my top priorities for the week, and then each day I put down the 2 to 3 priorities I'm planning to have for that particular day. And then I can just check it off as I get things done. But then I can map out, like I can look a week ahead and say, okay, on this day, that's when I can do the batch recordings of the videos. On this day, that's when I can do the outlining for the newsletters and the YouTube videos, that sort of thing. Oh, and also speaking of that, I do have a new community. I still have my free community on School. Feel free to check that out, where you can connect with other like-minded solopreneurs and spiritual folks like yourself. But I'm also launching a paid membership. It's just $9 a month. And I'm going to be walking people through how I work with the cycles of the moon. The moon goes through each astrological sign about every 2.5 days. And based on what astrological sign the moon is in, it helps me determine what type of activities I want to work on. And then that also helps me figure out which days I'd like to do batching for. So if you want to learn more about that sort of thing and also have a chance to connect with other like-minded folks, and what I will be doing I'm not sure if it's going to be ready by the time this video airs. Hopefully it will be, but it might not be. I might need another week or two. I am working on an ebook that breaks down all of that, and that will be included in the membership. And then I will also begin doing a monthly live Q&A in that paid $9 a month membership. It's called Lunar Efficiency Hub. So there will be a link to that down below. And then I'm also planning to have worksheets at some point as we go along. That might not happen until after Mercury is out of retrograde. We'll see how the month goes with March. But at the beginning, at least to start with, I'm going to offer the ebook to people. And then I'm going to have that monthly Q&A. And then based on the questions and comments that people have during the Q&A, that'll help me determine what other kind of materials to provide to people in this membership. And I wanted something that was just, very affordable, accessible to people, because I want to have another way to interact with folks. And I wanted to break this concept down more for people. In the past, when I've shared it with folks, people had a bit of a struggle around how to wrap their head around all of that. And it just felt like a good thing to launch this time during this Venus retrograde. And I know people are looking at how they're doing things, and it just felt like the right time intuitively for me. So that's basically that. I will be coming back over the next few Mondays to go over batching in more detail. So if you do have questions about that as well, feel free to put those in the comments, and then I could address that in some of the upcoming videos for the month of March. Like I said, this is basically a quick one. Just wanted to introduce the concept, share with you what we're doing this month, and wishing you love, peace, and joy. Easefully yours, Darice.